sending their kids to private schools. That is what. Instead of having a record number of people dying in Texas over the last decade and leading this country in mass shootings, we just had Uvalde, where we had to bury 21 people, including 19 students and 2 teachers, and then most recently Allen. They didn't do a damn thing to help common sense gun reforms and keep our kids safe at schools. They deserve an F. Because instead of protecting our students and making sure that Texas, the most diverse state in the country, where we have a majority African American, Hispanic, and Asians over the last 10 years, they wanted to assault our black and brown communities by this nonsense of ending diversity, equity, and inclusion. They deserve an F. Because instead of protecting our students, all students, including our LGBTQ plus students, they assaulted and attacked our LGBTQ students. And instead of making sure that our children have access to books, they wanted to ban books. So that is why we have to make sure that we make our voices heard. Let's continue to speak truth to power. Let's let TEA and Governor Abbott and TA Commissioner Mike Morath know that not a day will go by when we would not bring and demand accountability, not on our watch. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. So let's stand up for students. Let's stand up for teachers. Let's stand up for bus drivers. Let's stand up for custodians. Let's stand up to make sure that those in black and brown and marginalized communities have a voice that does, Bishop, what it says in Proverbs 31:8-9. And it says, speak out for the one who could not speak. Speak up for the rights of those who are doomed. Speak up, judge fairly, and defend the rights of oppressed and needy people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm fired up and I'm going to continue fighting. Let's let Governor Abbott add that to the special session, giving our teachers a pay raise. Thank you.
Before we invite our final speaker up today, I just want to first thank you for being here. Again, my name is Ani Blair, and I'm with the ACLU of Texas. I also want to remind you why we're here. So after this is over, those who want to are invited to walk inside to bear witness to the sham meeting that's taking place. Now I'd like to invite a person who has been a leader in this movement, who has been consistently ensuring that we convene, that we are speaking with one voice, that we are breaking down barriers between communities, races, incomes, backgrounds, neighborhoods, to stand up against the forces that are trying to take over our elected officials. Bishop Dixon.
Come on, Bishop. Today is definitely a sad day in Houston, Texas. The day when we witnessed the most egregious, atrocious, immoral act against children than we have ever witnessed before. Today is a day when we witnessed a harsh, cold, callous reaction to the progress of democracy. This nation is a nation built on a principle: one person, one vote. If we overlaid what's happening today in Houston to the Boston Tea Party, we would recognize the similarities that this means taxation without representation.
Come on, man. Come on, Bishop. Come on, Bishop.
It needs to be stated very clearly. There's a lot of issues here, but at the bottom of it, it really boils down to taxation without representation. And the leaders who are responsible for this hostile takeover need to be held accountable and asked the question, why is it in 2023 that you are supporting policies that take us back to taxation without representation?
Come on, Bishop. Take it down.
The school buildings, in fact, the property we stand on today, is paid for by the taxes of hard-working people who are in this assembly and around this community. The building is owned by the taxpayers.
Come on, man.
But today, taxpayers have no voice at what takes place in their building.
Oh, my God. Come on, Bishop.
Every school building in HISD has been bought and paid for by the taxpayers in this community. Yet, no taxpayer has a voice as to say what happens with curriculum, what happens with programming, what happens with facilities, what happens with personnel. Taxpayers are hushed. We need to ask the question, why are government officials, as Rep. Reynolds just said, taking the action to take us back to what we protested?
Oh, my God.
This nation was founded on protest.
Come on, man.
The protest was about taxation without representation. And so today, we are
Come on, man.
the true American patriots.
Come on, Bishop.
This is what America at her birth looked like. And the ones who are supporting these unconstitutional policies look like the ones we protested against. So if the principle worked a protest against taxation without representation, if it worked then, why is it today that we don't see the same faces who used to advocate that? It's because they are not about democracy, they're about autocracy.
Oh, my God.
It really boils down to people who want to remain in power at all costs.
Come on, come on.
There is no logical reason
Come on, Bishop.
why you shut down a district that's earned a B+ in 1 year during COVID. There's no explanation why you shut down a district that has a AAA bond rating. So I close with this.
Take your time.
This cannot be our final gathering.
About the money.
This is all about money. It's all about power. And it's all about, get this now, taking the power from people who have earned the right to have it through the process of voting. And listen, a trustee, the root word of trustee is trust.
Come on.
So those who did not support the people can't be trusted. Listen, we've seen a few board members stand with us.
Speak, man.
We need to question the absence of the others. They can't be trusted.
What is?
And everyone who runs for any office, whether it's city council, state representative, senator, mayor, ask them the question, where were you when it was time to save HISD? In every screening, ask the question, where do you stand on the HISD takeover? Because if they would not stand up against the powers that took over HISD, they will not stand up for you.
Say it, Bishop.
Taxation without representation, that's what this is all about, and we will not ever go away.
Yeah, Lord, come out of you. Let's say the prayer.
We're fired up. We're ready to go.
Turn it back on. We'll see if it doesn't fire.
We're ready to go.
Let's say the prayer for me.
We're ready to
We
go.
have to.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Don't leave. You need to bear witness to this unelected, undemocratic, and unpopular board of managers, 7 of the 9 who live in affluent neighborhoods west of downtown. We want people to represent us. So here's just, as a former teacher, I'm going to end with this. If you have signs and you're marching in, leave your signs right here. So, because we just leave your signs right here, and then march in with these lovely people. We're going to march with noise and power about our democracy, about our children, about what we need in our lives. And most especially,
I believe that we will win.
and one more thing. And one more thing, parents, our parents, our community, our students, the rain is coming, and our teachers. Let's start moving, and our teachers.
Shut it off. You're gonna take it away.
Hey, hey. Ho, ho. DJ has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. DJ has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Are you 11? Hey, how's it going?